as we get ready here at the Linares Center in Antipolo. Thank you so much for joining us here on Father's Day. I'm Paolo Del Rosario, not the father yet.
And points off the turnovers, a lot of fast break points, ultimately losing by 5 points. I thought, to be honest with you, NLEX was in complete control of the game, especially in the first 24 minutes of action. But it was just a different kind of team that NorthPort, the kind of game that NorthPort displayed in the second half that gave them that necessary victory for them to get their second win in the conference.
Rodney Brundial sails in for two after Jumar Fajardo opened scoring here for the San Miguel Beermen. Great start here for San Miguel, but then as we know, the NorthPort Batang Pier do have the potential for something great as Cade Flores is picking up where he left off.
He only missed 2 times in their previous game, had his career high of 26 big points, shot 11 out of 13 from the field. He loves to use that pick and roll. He rolls strong to the basket and he catches the ball so well.
And a miss there from Jumar Fajardo, a rare miss as CJ Perez sails in for two after getting the offensive rebound.
When Nebra wins later, then they will go up against Converge, who will end up at number 4.
Absolutely right, Coach. Joshua Monzon drains a triple.
Complements the game of Junmar Fajardo. Leave him open or give him a little space from 3. He's gonna knock it in.
CJ Perez slashing, driving, and his second attempt is good.
With Magnolia, he was just averaging 18 to 22 minutes per ball game, but in this team, easily 34 to 40 minutes per game.
Weba there all over Marshall Laster. Wami Chongson missing out. Jumar Fajardo. Of course, once he starts making it, sabi ni Marshall Laster that he'll start fearing for his job because that means he could do everything. Josh Monzon going the other way. Monzon. Flores. Swing that around to Calvin Abueva. Calvin into the teeth of the D. Brand new wide open 3. That's good. Showcase his wares with the NorthPort Batang Pier and impressed so much that he found his way battling to a contract throughout the conference right after. Cade Flores scores again in the interior. Again, there's nothing more dangerous than a team playing without pressure, Coach.
And yes, and NLEX learned that. NLEX actually had a chance to be number 1 if they won that ball game. But of course, NLEX played with a lot of loose.
Kuntapay, great find. And that time, it falls kind of to Kuntapay, but Brondial not so kind. Almost a turnover here. And just smart passing. Marshall Lassiter with an easy 2. They're getting their looks, Coach, but the shot's not falling here for NorthPort.
Only 29% from the field. Not a very high number, especially if you're up against a premier team like San Miguel. With a lot of games left, they know that they will not be able to advance. But that was still a great fighting spirit that they displayed against Road Warriors in their previous game.
Joshua Monzon trying to play catch-up to Don Trollano, but Trollano finishes.
You know, the thing with Don Trollano is he has to play consistently. I mean, there was a game that he scored 24 points. In another game, he failed to score. So it cannot be that kind of disparity.
And that time, Otautua might have done better collecting that one.
Yeah, but for Kuntapay, he was already wide open, like 2 feet away from the basket. That's why even the crowd reacted that he did not shoot, but probably...
Cade adds that that career high meant everything to him, especially as someone who came from a small town in Sydney where he grew up just playing street ball with his sister. He also proudly shared that he's the first among his cousins to finish college and to become a professional athlete. That's why for Cade, every game is more than just basketball. It's also about making a name for himself and his family. Paolo and Coach RG.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Pauline Versosa with a great story on Cade Flores. Great profile on him, and now we understand why he plays with so much effort. But speaking of effort, here's Don Trollano scoring yet again. Joshua Monzon. Otautua right in front of him. Gives it to Kuntapay. Swings it around to Balanza. Evanelli settles for a 3. That's good. Great free safety roll, by the way, from Kahilig as Otautua gets his own miss and then scores.
He did not give up that time. Otautua showing a lot of strength underneath. And it is obvious, Pao, that he lost a lot of bounds. So that means he's lighter in terms of going for second or third jumps.
Elbow may have gone past the beard and into his jaw. Just there.
And that is also the downside.
Kuntapay takes it away. Monzon running the other side. Here's Munzon working on Chris Ross, and he goes straight to the cup.
And that is his specialty. Going on a straight line, attacking the rim.
It's a 12-point lead here for the San Miguel Beermen as Don Troliano shifts that to Chris Ross, who tees that up. He knew it was a miss and got his own rebound. They go inside, and that's an easy two with Cade Flores fouling Cruz for the N1.
NorthPort is playing with a relatively shorter lineup. Calvin Abueva is not inside.
Here's Mo finding Jericho Cruz. Skips past one defender and then shoots over Taha.
But because he went closer to the basket, he used the bank, he scored, and now they're up by 19.
Up by 19, 44-25. 6:29 left here in the first half. Working on Rosales, kicks that out to Calvin Abueva. Abueva trying to go through the D. And gets a basket in one, and NorthPort starting to show signs of life here.
And usually on a positive note for his team, he plays with a lot of energy. Make no mistake about that. He does not lack in that department.
And just goes to show us that there's still some ways to go, but what progress we've made so far.
Oh, quite definitely. It is not just basketball that we are progressing. Volleyball, such a great development, great impact in the world scene.
Speaking of great impact, here is CJ Perez on the attack against they beat Thailand recently, and showing us that, you know, that win that we had against them in the SEA Games was no real fluke. As Jumar Fajardo finds Rodney Brondial. Brondial getting past Calvin Abueva. Other contributors here who have had championship experience already, as Kwekwe off the turnover. Oh, able to escape CJ Perez.
Well, rebounding and assist, also a big-time contributor in today's game. Oh, great execution. This is what you like to happen. Fantastic execution. Just how Coach De Austria drew it during the timeout.
Through first. San Miguel Beermen taking on the NorthPort Batang Pier. Welcome to the third quarter. I'm Paulo De Rosario alongside Coach Ryan Gregorio. Pauline Versosa joins us on the sidelines. Coach, let's take a look at what the San Miguel Beermen need to...
Contapa is easily 4 inches shorter than Junmar. Even Cade Flores easily 5 inches shorter. So there's better vision for Junmar to spot open teammates. Another 3-point.
Oh, and almost a steal here. And eventually Jumar Fajardo collects it. CJ Perez off the feed from Junmar.
Another unselfish act there by Junmar Fajardo. Instead of going all the way for his layup, he saw CJ Perez 2 steps ahead of him. He was just a willing passer that time.
4-pointer, no good here. Dami Contapay has it. Hand off to Bulanadi, working on Marshall Lassiter. And Bulanadi settles for the jumper, and the bank is open on a Sunday Father's Day rather, for Bulanadi.
Always a sharp shooter. Now he's working on his pull-up J's. We know him to be an accurate shooter from the 3-point area. He's adding another arsenal.
Attacking the closeout is CJ Perez, and he is one of the best in the league to do that. And had one of the more upfront reactions there. CJ Perez gets 3 and shows him how it's done.
He had 17 points in 23 attempts in their previous game. That actually caused their downfall because he only made 7.
Mami Chongson joins in the 3-point party.
That is the simplest scenario one, Pao. And when ROS wins, it depends now on...
by how much?
Yes, the spread.
Malanza able to score.
Or a 28-point win of ROS, or a 30-point win of ROS.
Exactly, Coach. So
just a lot of, again, complexities will happen. So Barangay Ginebra will definitely aim for a victory.
Another turnover here at Jericho Cruz finishes the possession with a lay-in.
It's so obvious that NorthPort really has to improve on, and that is 2-point percentage allowed. 35 out of 54.
Here is Mo Tautua. Oh, what a feat to Troliano. Just an intelligent cut there, and Mo Tautua knowing exactly what to do.
And you like this because they're getting a lot of minutes. The bench players are also getting involved in their offensive system. They're gonna be a lot harder to go up against, especially in the playoffs, because the production department also, in terms of better team chemistry, those are the things that the coaches are looking at this point, especially when they're down by a big margin. This is where character is usually manifested, but it seems like NorthPort is...
Here's Jeron Teng feeding Jericho Cruz, and Cruz with the nice push shot.
And this is just
Don Troliano. I remember some players adjusting their celebrations every time hit a 4-pointer. Di pa sanay eh. Oh, and Paulo Taha with an acrobatic finish.
this guy always plays the right way. Whether they're launching a comeback or they're down by a big margin, he will always play with this a lot of strength. And speaking of strength, Mo Tautua again, just an easy attack. That downhill attack by San Miguel, and it's not just Mo Tautua. It has been an open lane here for the Beermen.
Kate Flores settles for the jumper, in and out. Number 3 from Calvin Abueva, 108.74. Jeron Teng. Oh, and that was hammered by Kate Flores.
Shot by Jeron Teng, and just to exemplify his upper body strength in traffic, still was able to maneuver a creative shot by Jeron Teng after this timeout. He will shoot. A lot of familiar faces. It's nice to see them watching our games live, and not only that, also producing a gold medal for our country. Always nice to represent our country in international competitions.
Yeah, it's a golden age for Philippine sports, they're saying, especially with its success in so many sports in different arenas across the globe. Don Troliano.
Given a rest by Coach Leo Austria. They're comfortably on top. And another layup by Paulo Taha. And just averaging 4.5 points per game. But of course, you know that if you give him an opportunity to play, he can deliver.
Dami kong tapay. It's a pretty look. Speaking of, here's Jeron Teng. Jumper is a bit short. Jeron Teng famously worked on that jumper for extended period. Has yet to really translate to consistency from Jeron. As zone, couldn't get the 4 to go. Of course, Jeron worked on that with a certain Renan Negualo for a period of time. Here is Fran Yu. Good find inside to Paulo Taha.
Paulo Taha, the lone bright spot right now for NorthPort. Just plays so hard. Always nice to have that kind of a player in your roster.
Former CSB Blazer, who played under a certain coach Richard Del Rosario.
How many wins did they have, like, in one season?
Let's not count that, coach. I'm not quite sure, because I'm not quite sure. Paulo Taha raised a 3-pointer.
And that is what it is. Just a joy to see, of course, Meralco winning their first championship here in the PBA.
That's a franchise coach that was used to become the Meralco Bolts. You know, tried to set the right building blocks and foundations with great coaching from the very beginning.
Correct. They just struggled mightily, especially in the early part of this conference. In the elimination round, their first few games, they were not winning a lot of games. Eventually, they got their momentum going for them. Still ending the 11 games above 500 with 6 and 5. But unfortunately, because of inferior quotient, healthy, and also CJ Perez also healthy and well rested.
Here's Jeron Teng with an easy finish.
So, 4-man, and there is still Mo Tautua and then JM Calma. So JM Calma really has to work on his craft.
Brand new with a quick burst and the 2. But coach, as we take a look at the San Miguel Beermen moving forward here, it has been a tough conference for them in the past. Well, we take a look at the Philippine Cup last time around, losing to the Meralco Bolts in heartbreaking fashion.
Coach Leo Austria had a very good off-season. He worked on his team, went to their offensive system, wherein June Mar is a focal point on offense, and now look at the progress, look at the development, look at the level of not just relevance but superiority that they have.
And that'll do it though, as the San Miguel Beermen with a dominating win over the NorthPort Batang Pier, 126-91. And CJ Perez, a man on your screen there, was a man on a mission.